So let's begin with space-based technology requirements and precautions when it comes to selecting a thermal interface material and EMI shielding materials.
So, what does it mean when we say space based? Space based can be anything from geosynchronous Earth orbit, middle Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, or suborbital or high altitude space applications. These are going to be our primary focus for today's webinar.
Yes, and Ben, just to clarify for anyone new to space today, this could be vehicles ranging anywhere from those briefly entering the Earth's atmosphere, like missiles blowing up foreign satellites, to vehicles planning on future trips to Mars and beyond. For most of us that have been in aerospace industry for several or more years, we've seen a tremendous advancement in space exploration technology. With initiatives such as lightweighting using composite materials, 3D printing technologies, and transitions in key materials such as metal to plastic conversion, we've also seen electronics get smaller and hotter, creating the need for greater electrical isolation and higher EMI shielding effectiveness. And probably my favorite space initiative on the list is how much we've seen an overall system cost reduction.
That's right, Sierra. While there have been vast improvements, there are some requirements that have remained tried and true over time, like the critical need for low outgassing to prevent contamination of sensitive optics as well as breathable oxygen. Also, the ability to withstand solar radiation exposure has always been a factor in design longevity, as well as choosing the correct materials that can withstand exposure to atomic oxygen.
In the US and globally, NASA is the gold standard for aerospace and space based application specifications. And while we don't want to get into the specifics of each of these standards, we did want to mention that NASA has a number of documents guiding the requirements for material selection in space. There are also several other civil organizations, such as SAE, EuroCAE, and RTCA, who publish regulations that are closely tied with EMI and thermal interface materials for space.
In addition to the NASA and civil regulations, military specs are associated with space systems as well. For example, MIL Standard 461, which is a key driver for EMI shielding requirements in military applications, also applies to space systems and launch vehicles, not only in the military space, but also for commercial space systems.
As you can see, many of the requirements for conducted emissions, conducted susceptibility, radiated emissions, and radiated susceptibility that are needed for ships, ground vehicles, and aircraft are also applied to space systems and launch vehicles.